in the US, basketball and American football, baseball, ice hockey, these quite big sports leagues, right?
Hmm. That's
And
right.
has been the popularity of Major League Soccer nowadays. And Messi joined
Hmm.
Major League Soccer, and previously Beckham or Steven Gerrard, Ibrahimovic came on the
Hmm.
league. But did they get more attention from American people?
They have. I mean, ever since Beckham's arrival, it has
Mm.
become a little bit more popular.
Mm.
Because if you see Beckham in its time, he was in his best moment when he was in Real Madrid. So a lot of people were a little bit confused why he took his decision from going from Real Madrid to
Mm.
LA Galaxy and for
Mm.
less pay. Now, little they know that this guy, he took the best deal of his life. You know, he got the opportunity to get a team that
Mm.
was probably worth in its time around, I don't know, 50 to 60 million. Now that team is worth $500 million. So immediately he became uh, a huge. He made a huge deal for this.
Mhm.
And David Beckham was kind of like the Brad Pitt of the ML football, because he was very followed. He was in
Mm.
every magazine. He married one of the Spice Girls.
Mm.
Um, this guy was he was a ladies' man, and on top of that, he was a great player. So he grabbed a
Mm.
lot of attention.
Mhm.
After that, you started to see more and more famous football players, and if it starts to make noise, like, oh, this guy came and just came.
Mm.
Well, people that don't follow football are always going to ask, well, who is that guy? You know, once they
Mhm.
find out he's like a very famous person, okay, well, and then they bring another one and then bring another one, what happens? American MLS became the first league to start with the whole light show, with fireworks every time you
Uh-huh.
score. So they again they made it more American, like they like
Mm.
more show than anything. So
Okay.
now with Messi after the World Cup, it's like the opportunity of a lifetime. And for me, it's okay for the MLS, but it's also a bad thing because, for example, prices rose 1,000%. If your team, I don't know, let's say if your team sold tickets for $30, $40, now they're costing you minimum almost $200 to go see your team play on a regular season.
Okay.
Everything is costing more. Price
Uh-huh.
entry, beer or whatever
Mm.
drinks that you want to drink, autographs cost you
Mm.
more. Meet and greet, the merchandise increased more. So it's great, but it's also very expensive, especially not
Mm.
for a time that the economy is good. You
Mhm.
know,
Has
so
Messi's arrival been big news in the US?
a
Oh,
lot, yes, and
okay.
that's why, because for the same reason that every prices are increasing quite a significant amount. This is starting to happen everywhere, and everywhere you start to see these type of things, it grabs your attention. Messi's considered, like, I don't know, the Kobe Bryant of today, right?
Yeah.
After winning like a championship, for him to go to this league, it's very important, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So how do you describe the popularity of Major League Soccer compared to NBA or Major League Baseball and so on?
Well, that's the thing. I think it's becoming basketball is still very popular because, again, now there are different teams that are starting to become having opportunities to win. For example,
Mm.
if you looked at the Denver Nuggets with Jokic, yeah, he's already winning, right? So he
Mm.
already beat LeBron James and his Lakers. That's cool.
Mm.
So it's attractive to a lot of people. American
Mm.
football, you can never take that away from them. It's probably their favorite game, and people love that game.
Mm.
Baseball has lost a lot of popularity because it's a very slow game. So it takes a while
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
people to they call it a fat man's game. So And soccer is a very competitive. I mean, you compare it to basketball or you compare it to American football, it
Mm.
requires a high performance of athletes.
Hmm.
So yes, it does grab attention.
It will be difficult for football, I mean soccer, to be number one in the US because basketball and American football are too big. Japan is the
Mhm.
same. Baseball is too big, and football is always number two, but it's now
Mhm.
reached number two. Maybe the US the same.
Yes,
Mm.
and and like I said, it's a very popular game. It's the number one sport in the world. They don't want to be felt left behind in
Mm.
this opportunity of sports. So again, maybe in the future you'll start seeing more and more better performing soccer players from the U.S. Better
Mm.
opportunities. It might even become bigger than at the same level of European soccer.
Hmm.
But you have the Arabian League also wanting to compete. They're trying to do the exact same thing that the MLS did around, you know, 20 years ago, getting all the best players start since Cristiano Ronaldo's arrival
Yep.
or
Mm.
Xavi from Barcelona. You started
Right.
to pay a little bit of attention, right? You
Hmm.
started to seeing more. Now that
Mm.
Cristiano's there, more.
Mm.
Benzema's there. Now they're trying to buy all these different players.
Yep.
So it's growing more and more and more. They want to make it to the level of the MLS or level
Mm.
two European, but it's the same
Hmm.
strategy. Mhm.
Right.
There's nothing different there.
But yeah, in terms of the level of football, I think lots of American players are playing big clubs like Chelsea, like Christian Pulisic, and
Mhm.
it's impressive. I mean, yeah.
It is.
So do lots of young people, young boys, play soccer in the US nowadays?
You're starting to see that, yes. You're starting to
Mm.
see more and more of them, yes. But you're also starting to see more girls get involved every time.
Hmm. Yeah, female football is always popular in the US. Well.
So far, yes. But
Mm.
again, there's still a lot of different types of sports that don't grab the attention as they
Mm.
used to before. For example, back in the, what was it? Back during Muhammad Ali, a lot of people wanted to go boxing. And then Mike Tyson came in and everybody was wanting to fight Mike Tyson. But after
Mm.
the 2000s, boxing kind of became a dead sport, you know?
Mm.
Sorry, there are good fighters, but they're not great fighters. They're not as dedicated or as hungry as before,
Mm.
where they're afraid to getting hurt. They're afraid of getting punched. Basketball or football or soccer. It is a contact sport, but it's minimum compared to boxing
Mm.
or
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Right now, you see more. What's it called? Mixed martial arts. That's a very popular one right now. See people playing in in the UFC. Yeah, they want to be part of it, but it's still a man's game because I don't see
Mm.
too much women trying to fight, you
Mm.
know.
Yeah. Mm.
And soccer is an opportunity where women can compete,
Mm.
with
Right.
minimum contact.
Mm.